네, 평꽃이고요. 엔딩으로 가는 마지막 진행이라고 할 수 있겠네요. 여긴 뭐야? 아, 거기구나. 마지막 누구에 데려갈지가 고민이긴 한데.
No, that is just a story you've been building for yourself from a very young age.
There, see? You just said yourself. Yourself. Guess I got a self after all. Checkmate, preacher.
Semantics and nothing more. The construction of our language assumes the existence of a self.
Whoa, slow down. What's this about construction work?
Our language has all manner of paradoxes contained within it. Tell me, what happens to your lamp when you stand up?
다이어트하우스 가자. 저장 방금 했는데. 아니면 저장해.
I am pleased to inform you that we have arrived at the labyrinth. Please be advised that electrical storms on the surface of resident count is as follows: 3,071. Resident deaths, including but not limited to executions, are as follows: 1,684. Resident escapes are as follows: 0. The interior can be chilly. Take a scarf with you, Captain. I would also ask that you leave your captain's ID with me, in the event that you do not return.
이란 얘기를 하고 있어.
Understood. If you die or are incarcerated for life, I can generate a new ID for the next captain. I would prefer if you return, though. Oh, speak of the devil.
Attention, unauthorized spacecraft. You are hereby confined to your docking platform until a ticket detailing your crimes has been.
4번?
Your ship is not permitted to leave until you remit payment. Only after your smoking corpse is thrown from an airlock will we.
Captain, I would not recommend.
3번 4번 하자.
Protocol is the sentencing of one crime does not preclude the sentence. Tartarus docking.
Transmission. How can
나중에
take care?
가자. 다 죽이다. 다 깔끔하게 죽이면 되지.
Remember that you are not.
잠깐만, 회복약이 하나 없는데?
Not insured.
쌤, 맥스모, 너 대화할 일 없잖아.
구릉구릉님 화요일에 조용한 방송 환영합니다.
네, 어서 오세요.
구릉구릉님이 안녕하세요.
안녕하세요. 게임 공략 직전에 오셨네요. 나오카도 괜찮긴 했었는데. 파드바티. 제일 지금 방어력 제일 좋은 게 목사잖아. 목사랑 쌤. 내가 옷을 안 준 거긴 하지만. 펠릭스 아니야, 어디 하던 대로 하자. 쌤 데려가고 목사 데려가고. 다 죽입시다. 진짜 그냥 깔끔하게 다 죽이면 되는 거 아니야. 아이, 지켰다. 가자. 평판 감수하든 말든. 잠깐만, 야, 왜 이렇게 세, 여기. 갑자기 센데?
little trick I learned in prison.
근데 이게 오픈월드답게 공략하고도 그 이상의 스토리가 있겠죠? 간혹 오픈월드 끝나면은 게임이 다시 시작 안 하는 경우가 있어가지고 게임 다시 시작 안 하면은 그동안 아이고 쏘는구나.
Nicely done.
오호 이건 또 뭐야? 중기관총? 뭐 나중에 구경도 올 수 있긴 한데 폭동 진압 방어 쓰레기. 어디냐? 2층이냐?
Area sanitization assessment. The labyrinth on Tartarus. Task classification. Easy peasy.
Entering the labyrinth's the easy part. Making it back out. I'm still trusting your plan on that.
타우스하우스가 그리스 로마신의 그 미노타우로스 그거를 유대로 하는 걸로 알고 있는데 그쵸? 들어가는 건 쉬운데 어떻게 나오냐가 문제지.
I suppose it would be too late to back out now, huh? Fear not,
뭘
Captain.
두려워했죠.
I'll watch your back.
You make it dirty, Sam cleans it. But dirty. Clean up the competition.
Sublight has arrived. Hey, kid.
가자.
A little bird told me you could use our help. I said I owed you one, and I always pay my debts.
아 막혔네. 이게 더 좋구만. 아 어디가 길이야 이거. 저기. 아니 이게 너무 맞추기가 힘들어.
Captain, you're wounded!
뭐야 이건. 와 젖됐다. 야 저장 안 했는데. 아 저장 안 했는데. 아 여기서부터야? 쉣 저장 좀 할걸. 아니 잠깐만 이 형 어차피 마지막인 거 그냥 돈 다 써야겠다. 안되겠다. 저격으로 한 방에 안되네.
A reminder to
다시
all crew members.
공략하고 나서 한 번 더 할 거 생각해가지고 돈 좀 아꼈는데 딴짓 더 해야겠다 이거. 돈이 없네.
One toilet on the ship.
Nice hit!
Hands on the jaw.
We are just that good.
No prisoners.
That's one down.
Good news, customer. All germs and contaminants have been neutralized.
Here they come.
Area sanitization assessment. The labyrinth on Tartarus. Task classification. Easy peasy.
Entering the labyrinth's the easy part. Making it back out. I'm still trusting your plan on that one, Captain.
구릉구릉님 형굴의 조용한 방송 환영합니다.
왜 아프리카는 계속 렉이 있단 말이야.
Would you like Sam to tidy up this area? Waiting for confirmation command. Confirmation command not received. Time to take out the trash. Sanitation and maintenance job.
가자.
Sunlight has arrived. Hey, kid. A little bird told me you could use our help. I said I owed you one, and I always pay my debts. We're not about to leave our favorite...
저렇게 많아.
Here's a little trick I learned in prison.
Clean up the competition. Cycle complete.
내가 회복을 해야 우리 애들도 30% 회복하기 때문에
Nice hit!
Clean, new, and ready to service.
안 올라갈까?
Bag required.
어딨니? 어딨니? 맥스 먹사 그냥 투고 줄까? 이거 투고 한번 좀 벗길 수가 없어가지고 안 주는 건데 너무 체력이 훅 가는데. 근데 이게 마지막에 이제 미래를 생각할 필요가 있나? 존나 고민되네. 무기고 쓰레기네. 이거 대화 스킬 때문에 했던 거지. 맥스 목사, 너 무기 뭐 쓰고 있냐? 298, 300. 야, 너 이거 껴? 저 156. 이거 써. 그 다음은 저기 가야 되는데. 이쪽에 맞는 길이겠지. 저장하자. 또 죽을라. 오케이. 평판 좀 봅시다. 평판 이사회 공포 100%. 좋아요. 상점도 있네. 마지막에 상점도 주는 거 없어? 구덩이.
Here we go.
Job classification. Flawlessly finished.
Let's go, troops. Stellar base counting on us.
Recycle up to industrial stain. Preparing to neutralize and sanitize.
겁나 세. 아주 방어력이. 너무 왜 가만히 있어? 반란자요? 쟤네 저렇게 가만히 있니?
That's the last.
AI 수준하고는 참. 타파주의? 친구구나. 대체? 요게 회장이네. 저장 한번 하고.
Well, look who it is. I'll be damned. I was prepping the studio for our announcement, and the convict, the vicar. You know, most people.
Oh, I would go anywhere to see you.
And I had heard you were dragging around a.
Interactive database updated. The unique
When you go off and get yourself shot, try to avoid taking one to the face.
이 발표는 뭡니까?
Haven't you heard? Phineas is working for us now. It took some doing,
Phineas?
but employing an efficient management strategy.
그럴 리가.
Yes, he is an extraordinaire, but that's between us.
그 광희는
Oh yes, go on, wake them up. I don't know what half-baked plans them. Let me ask you something, Captain.
I believe we could ask you.
I'm making actual progress towards stabilization and recovery.
1번.
Oh, right. This coming from the psychopathic outlaw. Yes, I'll try to be more open-minded about your path of wanton dissent. We don't need.
나도 네 도움 필요 없어. 1번.
You are a captain of action. I'll give you. Look, I'm not an unreasonable man. If you manage to storm, I can't exactly afford more havoc than you've already caused. Fine. If
1번. 응? 끝이야? 싸우는 게 아니네? 이사의 방식은 잘못됐죠. 그러니까 능력 있는 사람들은 구하고 능력 없는 사람들은 냉동시켜가지고 나중에 하겠다는 건데.
All right, MSI. I'm not running around this station, but the captain needs our help. So get in there and fight.
아우, 적의 적은 친구라고 아주.
Everything in my life has been leading up to this point. I believe I am ready for this.
difficult job ahead? Consider equipping a pack of Sam's special.
Captain, you have an uncanny. Words cannot
저기 뒤에
express the
있네.
extent of my disappointment. We had a plan. You've disrupted the balance of power. You've upset them.
우린 할사이온 해방할 거야.
Do you imagine you're leading some... The iconoclasts and MSI have put aside their differences and attacked the prison together. You're nothing but a rabble.
2번.
The board is the only legitimate power in Halcyon. I admit I miscalculated the extent of your influence. The board's plan never accounted for you. I have Dr. Wells in my custody. Once
날 시험하지만 소피아 건강에 안 좋아.
I'm aware of your propensity for violence. I take no pleasure in this, you know. I simply have no other option. Leaving you alive is...
멋대로의 사이코패스.
If you... This prison is equipped with an automechanical war... And don't worry.
자동기계라. 아, 저거 거의 중간 보스 같은데 느낌이. 갑옷이 장착하고 있는 모든 장비 소리.
Impressive as always. You're a deft hand with a mag pick.
왜 마지막에 주는 무기는 98 쓰레기고. 해킹 뭐야 이거? 램의 적대적인 침투 시죠? 첫 번째. 뭐야? 간단하게 죽었네? 이거 거의 중간 보스 생각했었는데 그냥 막 죽었네? 이래서 게임 처음에 설정할 때 전투적인 능력 올리는 것보다는 그냥 닥치고 대화, 설득, 은신, 과학 이런 능력 올리는 게 제일 좋아요. 여기 최종 보스 같구만. 끝. 간단하네.
You don't know how glad I am to see you. You did the right thing. Akande was a monster. Her death was much deserved, and long overdue. And you lunatic, you broke into the board's own fortress just to rescue one doddering old man. You are absolutely out of your mind, and I can't begin to thank you enough.
괜찮아?
I'm all right, thanks to you. Akande wanted my co-op. You've broken the board's stranglehold on this colony, and you and I are going to have to work.
1번.
Earth has gone dark. We haven't received a single message in 3 years. There's been no communication, no signals, nothing. 2 years ago, the Earth's Directorate's frigate disappeared on their way back to Earth.
Earth is only an idea to us. But that idea is the bedrock the colony is built upon. If people were to find out it's gone dark,
I don't want to imagine what'll happen once news gets out.
지구가 거의 멸망했다.
We're in serious trouble, my friend. Do you know what this means for Halcyon? We can't rely on Earth for support anymore.
할 일이 많아. 시작하는 게 최선이야.
Yes, we do. You've done a marvelous thing. You've succeeded where anyone else would have failed, including me. We must begin the revival process immediately, starting with the Hope's brightest minds, and then we're going to need a leader, and I can't
1번? 2번?
The chairman? I don't know why you let that heartless creature
그러게요.
live.
저도 살려주실
but
생각은
I'll have to
없었는데
trust your
살리게
judgment.
됐더라고요.
You're the best thing to ever happen to Halcyon. We're not a colony any longer. Our future is...
The OSI teaches that everything in the universe happens according to the grand plan. But the stranger that arrived in Halcyon was an unplanned variable. From the moment he landed in Emerald Vale, his actions altered the course of history. The events on Tartarus brought about the end of the
구름구름님
board's
화물의
authority.
조용한 방송
But the board's
환영합니다.
mistakes would haunt the colony for decades to come. The damage they left behind would require the work of a generation to repair. Dr. Phineas Wells began reviving a handful of the Hope's colonists. Engineers, scientists, technicians, and intellectuals. They were among the brightest minds the Earth had ever sent out into the stars. The Hope scientists and engineers woke up in a colony descending headlong into total collapse. With no way to return to Earth, they had no choice but to band together and devote themselves to the cause of saving Halcyon. The people of Halcyon were nothing if not hardy. In the absence of the board's authority, many of the colony's settlements banded together with a single purpose in mind: survival. Life was especially hard in the years to come. Some towns dissolved by attrition and starvation, but most of them found a way to carry on. In the years to come, Halcyon was forced to reckon with its newfound freedom. The board was gone, and for better or worse, the colony was responsible for its own destiny. Between MSI's worker-centric policies and the iconoclast's manpower, Sanjar and Zora were able to rally many of the Terra 2 townships to their cause. MSI's workforce swelled, and the iconoclasts enjoyed a significant surge in their ranks. The board was too distracted by infighting and internal
최종
politics
비슷하게
to stop MSI from becoming
앞서서
a
했던
powerful
선택지의
corporation
결과가 엔딩에도
and a
보여주긴 하네요.
refuge for townships that might have fallen through the cracks. Bolstered by her status as savior of humanity, Lilia Hagen ushered Sublight Salvage to a new golden age. Her company grew bolder and more transparent over time, muddying the line between lawful and criminal for the entire colony. The Sublight family would thrive for years to come. After returning to Edgewater, the deserters negotiated workplace reforms with Reed Thompson, including a single day of rest, which came to be known as a weekend. As the world around him changed, Thompson found himself pining for the old days. He was known to spend his weekends in the cantina, nursing one of the few remaining bottles of Zero G, and repeating to himself, "It's not the best choice, it's Spacer's choice." As for Adelaide McDevitt, she tended to her garden in solitude for another year before passing away. Her body was discovered some months later when Reed Thompson paid her a visit in an effort to make amends. Her remains were buried in a place
이
of
게임
honor.
2회차를 한다고 하면은 이
underneath the floor
선택지도
of the
바꿔서
Edgewater
해보고 싶긴
Tannery.
한데
Reed believed this was what she always wanted. Junlei Tennyson fought to protect the Groundbreakers' independence. While the board's influence faded, mechanical difficulties forced her to rely on parts that only corporations could provide. The cost was high, and time would tell if Junlei could balance the work with her aspirations for a better future. The rediscovery of the hope and the abandonment of the lifetime employment program forced Byzantium to come to terms with some uncomfortable realities about the state of Halcyon. While Byzantines were reluctant to surrender the luxuries they'd grown accustomed to, the board's diminished authority gave them little choice in the matter. Nearly everyone had to learn to make do with less. Some even had to get jobs. It was a dark time indeed. Your influence shifted Ellie's perspective. She finally admitted, albeit grudgingly, that she just might need other people. Sometimes. With a steady income from the life insurance payouts, she was finally able to afford a ship of her own. She hired a small crew and flew supply missions to communities on the fringe. Some of them were even legal. Life in Halcyon was sobering for Felix Millstone. The grand revolution he dreamed of never came. There was no great awakening for the colony, no celebrations in the streets. There was only the hard, desperate work of trying to repair a broken colony. Felix never had a head for numbers, but if there was labor to be done, he was there to help. Eventually, Felix realized that the work of a revolution was done with two hands. As much as he enjoyed his adventures aboard the Unreliable, the vicar, known as Max, eventually decided that it was time to move on, to live out the life he had sought so long to create. He knew there were many in the colony who carried burdens much worse than the ones he had struggled with, and he devoted himself to easing their suffering wherever he could. He only ever took up arms again to defend the defenseless. Unshackled from a lifetime of striving and fighting the universe and himself, Vicar Maximilian de Soto was finally at peace. Parvati didn't survive her adventure with you. Nyoka returned to Monarch to take another
갑자기
crack at
파워팀 왜
making
죽었어?
a permanent life for herself. She formed the Charon Group, a mercenary outfit of ragtag survivalists and wilderness experts. Anyone in need of a guide or just looking to throw back a beer and swap stories could find her camping on the trail or clearing an infestation. The SAM unit that accompanied you spread awareness of the product line's superior sanitation and maintenance capabilities across what was left of the colony. This led to a boost in SAM unit sales. Did you know that SAM units are the longest-lasting, toughest-acting cleaning solution in Halcyon? Minister Clark was released from house arrest, and his contact with you gave him a sense of renewed purpose and vigor. Once it became clear that no help would be coming from Earth, he threw his considerable efforts and talents into helping Halcyon manage the crisis before it. As for Dr. Phineas Wells, he spent his remaining years in his orbital lab. He eventually came to terms with his own past and was able to forgive the mistakes of his younger self by devoting his remaining years to serving the colony. In the end, Dr. Wells was able to save every scientist and engineer aboard the Hope. Over the next decade, nearly all of the Hope's remaining colonists were successfully revived. Halcyon saw a period of rapid technological and scientific advancement. Breakthroughs in dietary supplements saved the colony from starvation. Geoengineering projects and social reforms began to change the structure and character of the colony. Dr. Wells laid the groundwork for the project to save the colony, but he would never live to see the fruits of his labor. He passed away a few years later. His work was carried on by the scientists and engineers he revived. Today, Halcyon has stabilized. The people of the colony work hard to adapt to their new circumstances. Nearby colonies send aid and supplies. Life will never be easy in Halcyon, but for the first time in its history, there exists a sense of real, genuine hope about the future. And what about you, the unplanned variable in the history of Halcyon? You brought an end to the riot on Tartarus and partnered with Chairman Rockwell to run the colony together. As Halcyon looked toward the future, you remained a constant presence in the colony's administration. You were never weighed down by bureaucracy, and you never had to dirty your hands with politics. You had people who did that for you. By your influence, Halcyon survived the turbulent years that were to follow. No one knows what's happened to Earth, and no one knows what the future has in store for Halcyon. All we know for certain is this: the name of the Unreliable and that of its intrepid captain will remain the subject of countless stories for years to come.
것이네. 계속 읽긴 하구나. 아, 여기서부터 계속 해야 돼. 아이고, 다른 오픈월드 게임과는 다르게 공략을 보고 나면은 그 이후 사이드가 없네요. 아, 그건 좀 아쉽긴 하다. 그게 없네. 완전히 공략하고 끝이네. 까비. 그러면 보자, 어디를 해야 되냐. 자, 이제 공략을 봤으니까 배드엔딩도 봐야겠죠. 여기가 맞나? 통신. 오케이. 희망으로 이동시킬 준비가 됐어.
Are you sure that is, and also potentially kill?
희망호를 파라다우스로.
Jump starting the skip drive. Destination set to.
Well, it's been a good life.
Doing it. I mean, affirmative.
ADA, does your captain seriously intend to do it?
That is what.
But that is a gross misuse of this.
Yes.
You should not be doing.
Thank you, Hope. good. We are still alive and have successfully skipped into Tartarus's orbit. The board has initiated contact. I believe they're eager to speak with you once you've returned to the ship.
Please, I'm ready to kill Zurg.
Indicating body in the area.
Sweeping the area.
얘가 아니야? 키꺼 놨는데 또 얘가 아니네.
Here we go.
Well done. We are victorious.
설마 아까 거긴가? 아, 거기서 괜히 왔나 보다.
Are you sufficiently prepared for?
괜히 한 게.
Are you sure? And all.
아, 계속이 여기서 계속만 하는 거구나. 타더스.
I.
Well.
Admitting.
Maybe, but that you should.
Oh, good. We are still alive and have successfully skipped into Tartarus's orbit. The board has initiated contact. I believe they're eager to speak with you once you've returned to the ship.
Analyzing area. Fallen debris. And spilled contents detected. Likely cause reckless piloting. Scheduling service. Extensive cleanup.
그럼 어쨌거나 저쨌거나 타다스에서는 파밍을 할 필요가 없던 거네. 그게 끝이니까.
You have a message from.
이게 선 거였고 이제
Adjutant Sophia Akande. Captain, you have an incoming transmission.
Attention, Captain of the Unreliable. This is Chairman Rockwell. That crackpot scientist has caused a riot among the prisoners and unpaid laborers. As if that weren't enough, he's gone and taken Sophia hostage. He lost his mind years ago. Among other things, we can't... Make haste, Captain. We're losing men by the... Oh, fuck. Fuck!
Captain, as it appears I believe the crew would like to speak.
Looks like the board needs our services again. You ought to
Captain, the board does have a reputation for cleaning up loose ends.
Captain, your service to the board has been invaluable. If you wish to claim...
Don't take it personal.
If they offer us a retirement plan, we'll know...
Hey, don't look at me. You already know what I think about the board.
Without a doubt. Long as we keep...
Whatever may await you, it's best not to dock at the prison until you're sure you've settled your affairs. Waiting on your...
여기서조차 파르바트가 없었네. 왜지? 행복한 신혼생활 즐기고 있는 건가? 파르바트가 안 보이는 거였네 원래. 허허. 파르바트가 없어.
Captain, I am please be advised that... Oh, speak of the...
You're the backup, right? From Akande? He's bloodthirsty sprat.
헉.
I don't understand either. You've got to help us.
좋아. 다 떼고 가지.
Blast through.
사이트.
Oh, law. You're right. Tartar...
Transmission. How? Take care.
타도스 파르바티가 없네. 여기 있네. 쌤이랑 디오가 돼요. 아니다. 하던 대로 하자. 이렇게 하자. 똑같은 지형인데 사람만 달라지는 거구나.
Area sanitization assessment. The labyrinth on Tartarus. Task classification. Easy peasy.
Entering the labyrinth's the easy part. Making it back out. I'm still trusting your plan on that one, Captain.
엔딩 이후에 사이드 스토리가 없다는 점? 그게 좀 아쉽긴 하네요. 안 맞은 것 같아요.
Would you like Sam to tidy up this area? Waiting for confirmation command. Confirmation command.
Sunlight has
On the
arrived.
job.
Hey, kid. A little bird told me you could use our help. I said I owed him one, and I always pay my debts.
다 무시하고 가자.
Cleaning cycle complete.
아, 무기구나 이거. 어? 죽네. 혹시나 했는데.
Told me you could use our home. I said I owed you one, and I always pay my debts. We're not about
Captain, you're wounded!
System performing.
Here's a little trick I learned in prison. Sterling is this unit's middle name. Well done. Scoured with Force detected.
사회선 다 죽었네.
I'm not one for rousing suspicion, but the captain needs our help. So get in there and fight!
Cycle up to industrial stain.
Dispensing body bag. What was that?
야, 저장 어디까지 했지?
Let's go, troops. Stellar base counting on us.
Never anger a man of the cloth. Take out the trash. Going in.
아, 얘 골라서 죽여야 되는데 힘들구만.
All right, MSI. I'm not one for rousing speeches, but the captain needs our help. So get in there and fight!
Everything in my life has been leading up to this point. I believe I am ready.
Difficult job ahead? Consider equipping a pack of Sam's.
박사 나와라.
You know, I could have sworn I tested you for hearing loss. Because I did say skip the Hope to Terra. We could have saved this colony, you know. That was always the plan. If you'd just listened to me, we could have rescued everyone on the Hope. We could... You're already the board's favorite agent. Just look at you. What did they tempt you with, hmm? Calm down. I can't calm down. We don't all have your unflap. This is how the board operates. It's not enough that they should win. I've got adjutant. I can't. So you found out. I suppose it's not enough that you Yes, I've killed people. Is that what you wanted to hear? Yes, that's what I told myself. I didn't care about the cost. I didn't question the morality of my... I can't undo the past. Reviving you was a sin. My life's work has been an... I've programmed the labyrinth's mechanic. You were...
한번 싸워볼까? 싸움 좀 달라지지 않아? 마지막 보스한테 한번 싸워보자.
Here's a little trick I learned in prison.
와, 겁나 단단해. 센 게 아니었잖아 이것들. 약한 놈이었네. 아, 열쇠. 열쇠가 얘가 갖고 있었지? 자, 마지막 엔딩입니다. 배드 엔딩이긴 하지만. 안녕 박사. 얘도 죽이면 안 되나 근데? 얘 죽이면 안 돼? 안 죽네.
Thank the law you're here. That madman was out of control. You were right to put him down. He was too far gone to be a... And what about you? I'm not hurt. Well, you've put down the worst riot in our history. We don't have a moment to lose. We've lost all contact with Earth. 2 years ago...
Earth is only an idea.
We're alone, Captain. Yes, we do have a long road ahead of us. You're the reason I'm still standing here today. It's time we carried out the
1번.
I support your decision wholeheartedly. Now more than ever before, Halsey, we're on our own now.
자, 배드 엔딩 어떻게 되는지 봅시다.
The OSI teaches that everything in the universe happens according to the grand plan. But the stranger that arrived in Halcyon was an unplanned variable. From the moment he landed in Emerald Vale, his actions altered the course of history. The riots in Tartarus ended in a total victory for the board. Without any significant threats to challenge their power, the board asserted their control over the colony. The lifetime employment program began immediately, and the people of Halcyon did exactly what they were expected to do. They obeyed. Sophia Akande converted the labyrinth from a prison to a processing center. She jettisoned the original colonists out of the Hope and transformed the ship into a massive storage facility. One by one, the workers of Halcyon surrendered themselves to the program. They arrived with their families and their friends, their colleagues and their neighbors, and then, one by one, they marched into their stasis chambers. As the workers of Halcyon slept in their hibernation chambers, their settlements became ghost towns, left behind by the board to be reclaimed by nature. Only Byzantium remained, a shining beacon of civilization in an otherwise abandoned colony. The people of Byzantium spent the rest of their days gorging themselves on their stockpile of resources. As for the workers of Halcyon, they never felt the effects of the collapse. They never felt anything at all. As the board began to enact the lifetime employment program, Sanjar and Zora brought another option to the townships of Terra 2. Many workers joined MSI, bolstering Sanjar's ranks and giving Zora more forces to work with. Though none of Sanjar's policies spread to Byzantium, many smaller townships that might otherwise have been shuttered thrived under his and Zora's combined leadership. Bolstered by her status as savior of humanity, Lilia Hagen ushered sublight salvage to a new golden age. Her company grew bolder and more transparent over time, muddying the line between lawful and criminal for the entire colony. The sublight family would thrive for years to come. Edgewater's cannery met its production quota for the first time in 3 years. As a result, the adjutant rewarded every worker in Edgewater with a place in the lifetime employment program. Reed Dobson was granted 25 years in suspended animation. However, a computing error adjusted his duration to 250 years. A trouble ticket to resolve this error remains open. Junlei Tennyson struggled to maintain the Groundbreaker's independence. Mechanical failures forced her to make increasingly uncomfortable compromises to stabilize her ship. The board bought her out of the Groundbreaker one deck at a time. While she kept the ship intact, her role as captain became a symbolic one. As smaller settlements were swallowed up and their workers drafted into the lifetime employment program, Byzantium continued to thrive. While its citizens lived in decadence and extravagance, a small cadre of scientists worked to solve the nutrition crisis that threatened Halcyon. No one else much noticed the townships that disappeared from the map, or the luxuries that slowly lost their luster year by year. Your influence shifted Ellie's perspective. She finally admitted, albeit grudgingly, that she just might need other people. Sometimes. With a steady income from the life insurance payouts, she was finally able to afford a ship of her own. She hired a small crew and flew supply missions to communities on the fringe. Some of them were even legal. As the board reasserted control over Halcyon, Felix came to realize that his life as an upstart rebel had come to an end. The board's victory crushed any hope for a grand revolution across Halcyon. And so Felix, once again, found himself without a purpose in life. And so, disillusioned with his former boss and with nowhere left to go, Felix left his crew without saying goodbye. He was never heard from again. As a reward for his part in her courageous rescue, the adjutant invited the vicar known as Max to become one of the leaders of the Order of Scientific Inquiry. But Max had no interest in serving any organization, let alone the OSI, which he knew would never tolerate his heretical theories. Instead, he attempted to minister to the people of Byzantium. They rejected his ideas, being far too satisfied with their own material comforts. Disillusioned, Max gave up and left the city. He was never heard from again. Parvati didn't survive her adventure with you. Nyoka returned to Monarch to take another crack at making a permanent life for herself. She formed the Charon Group, a mercenary outfit of ragtag survivalists and wilderness experts. Anyone in need of a guide or just looking to throw back a beer and swap stories could find her camping on the trail or clearing an infestation. The SAM unit that accompanied you spread awareness of the product line's superior sanitation and maintenance capabilities across what was left of the colony. This led to a boost in SAM unit sales. Did you know that SAM units are the longest-lasting, toughest-acting cleaning solution in Halcyon? Minister Clark was released from house arrest,
키우기님이 너무
and his
힘들다.
contact with you gave him a sense of renewed purpose and vigor.
평생 직장
Once it
부럽네요.
became clear
아주
that no help
정년
was coming
유세까지
from Earth, he
쭉
put
일하셔야죠.
considerable efforts and talents into helping Halcyon manage the crisis before it. Adjutant Sophia Akande was instrumental in executing the lifetime employment program. Following the death of Chairman Rockwell, Sophia Akande served as the loyal adjutant to her former freelancer, now the most powerful person in Halcyon. With Halcyon's workers suspended in a state of hibernation, starvation and chaos are problems of the past.
키우기님이
The
공무원이 그렇게
lifetime
좋다던데.
employment program succeeded in its goals, but that success came at a price.
저도 영어만 잘했으면 지원했을 텐데 영어가 너무 힘드네요.
Power remains concentrated in Byzantium, but all the colony's resources serve the lifestyle of the elite, thereby transforming Halcyon into one of the smallest and most exclusive colonies in the system. And what about you, the unplanned variable in the history of Halcyon? You brought an end to the chaos on Tartarus, and proved yourself the most capable leader left
키우기님이
in the
공무원
colony.
돼서 달팽이 크림 좀 평생
With
제공
Sophia
가능하십니까?
Akande as your adjutant, you returned in triumph to Byzantium. All of Halcyon was yours. In time, you demonstrated a talent for leadership that far surpassed your predecessor, Chairman Rockwell. With your steady hand, you guided Halcyon through the turbulent years to follow, and helped ensure the colony's survival. No one knows what's happened to Earth, and no one knows what the future has in store for Halcyon. All we know for certain is this: the name of the Unreliable and that of its intrepid captain will remain the subject of countless stories for years to come.
좋은 엔딩이나 나쁜 엔딩이나 주인공은 다 왕이구만.
키우기님이 시청자와 키우기님이 소통 안 하시나요?
시청자도 시청자 나름입니다. 아, 게임 재밌었는데 오픈월드 다른 게임과 다르게 엔딩 본 이후에 스토리가 따로 없는 건 맞고 사이드가 따로 없다는 게 좀 아쉽긴 한데, 콜업이요? 콜업은 우리 컴퓨터 안 돌아가서 안 합니다. 여튼 오픈월드 중에 그렇게 재밌게 했었다. 좋았어. 굿. 엔딩 이후에 다른 게 없기 때문에 좀 아쉽긴 한데 끝.